Most people build landing pages in GoHighLevel the long, slow, painful way, whereas it should take less than 15 minutes, and I'm about to show you exactly how to do it. So firstly, what's a landing page? Let's make sure we're on the same page here. All right, so a landing page is one of these pages on your website where people can download a resource by entering their name and email address into your system. So this is the web strategy planning template. It's my most famous and most popular resource. The way a landing page works, even though if you know this already, stick with me. You click the button, you put all your information in, you tick the box, you go free instant access, and then you land on a success page where you can then have another call to action if you like. Like I've just got one here, book a time to chat if you want to. And then of course, what also happens is that the lead magnet goes and gets delivered straight to your inbox. So that's what it looks like. Adam, as promised, here is the web strategy planning template. All right, so that's the process, and doing it in GHL can be really, really painful because you've got the landing page to build, the form to get right, the success page, the email to send, and all the workflows to tie them all together, not to mention the text message that you get on your phone to say, hey, I saw you downloaded the resource, here's the link to download it. It's quite a convoluted process. And if you're a user of GHL, you can't just go hit the button and clone. Sadly not. You can clone individual pieces, but you've got about half a dozen individual pieces that you can clone and reword, but you've still got to stitch them all together. And even for any sort of business owner, it's not where you need to be spending your time. You're just going to get frustrated. You're probably going to break it. And the reality is, when things are too complex, you just don't bother. And having landing pages is one of the most important pieces of your business from a marketing standpoint, because it gives people a way to come into your world, join your ecosystem, and get to know you. All right, so very, very important. So let's have a look at exactly how I do that whole process in 15 minutes. All right, so as you may know, I'm a very big advocate of automation agency. They do it all for me. I don't even need to touch GHL. All right, so I'll show you what I do. I just go to my recurring tasks. Now, automation agency perform all sorts of tech support tasks for you. GHL is just one platform, or GoHighLevel is just one platform they support. But because I run most of my business from GHL or GoHighLevel, it's the one that I'm demonstrating here. So I can go to my recurring tasks. I've marked some of these as my favorites, so they show up at the top. Now what I want to do is, when I've got a new lead magnet and I need a GHL landing page with an email, with an automation workflow, I can just go to this task and click on it, fill it in, and send it off to automation agency, who do everything. So what does that process look like? Let me just show you. All right. Now, there is a thorough SOP here, a standard operating procedure. Now, how on earth do you write something so thorough? I'll take you through it in a sec. You don't. You get automation agency to write the SOP for you, or you copy and paste mine and you give it to automation agency to follow. Now, what have we got here? All right, so we're clearly stating at the start, we're also going to have a design task as a separate thing to do the 3D icon. So that happens separately. But the process here, we create the funnel. So I'm telling them, here is a link to click. We want to duplicate this. I'll just go straight there. This is the web strategy planning template in GHL, which they're cloning. So I showed you the front end of what that looks like earlier. Now here's the back end of it. So you can go in and edit this and all of that. But the reality is, we just want automation agency to clone it. So that's up to them, but they know exactly what they're working from. Then we've also given them a form to clone. So where they put their details in, their name, their email, their phone number. So there's a form there to clone. And then we're saying, here is the workflow. Okay, so this is the workflow that sets everything up behind the scenes. And we're also saying we want a trigger link. So what that means is that I've set it up so that when people click or download this resource, there is a tag applied to them. So I know out of all of my contacts who's downloaded what, because there's different tags assigned to them. So that is what that step is for. Then we've got the text message component. So there's a part of this workflow of this process here to say make sure that the text message part is all set up, and to make sure that the link to download it isn't just this big messy long GHL link, but it's a pretty link. So for example, the 12-month content planner has a pretty link 1 to MCP. And so that's part of the process too, to set that up and do that. And then once it is published, I assign a URL for it to be published to, and I insist on a system redirect in case there's a www version of it as well. And so all I do is edit a few things there, and I give them the new resource, and Automation Agency takes care of it all for me. It takes me less than 15 minutes in there, and it just gets added to the queue and you're done. So if you have ever felt like you're out of your depth or pulling your hair out in GHL, then I would recommend trying Automation Agency for a handful of tasks. If you're like me, you won't look back. I've been using them for over a decade and I swear by them. So that's one of my favorite tasks. It's quite complex. I'm going to give you that whole SOP. You can download it under the video somewhere. There should be a link. And then either take that, give it to Automation Agency, or do something very similar and send them that task for your business. Hope that helps. That saves me hours and hours and hours every single time I've got a landing page and a lead magnet to set up. Hope that's useful, and stay subscribed to this channel for more tips, tricks, and tutorials for how to use AI and Automation Agency to speed things up so that you can focus on the bits that move the needle the most for your business. Cheers.